Hey everyone, this is GKE715. Welcome back to my Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. In the last episode, well, we were collecting like a bunch of secret seashells. But now, but however though, we are still gonna be doing a couple of things before we tackle the next dungeon, or at least look for the clues to the next dungeon. And this includes, doing something that we're gonna be doing. So, next place that we're gonna be going is actually specifically, in the last episode, I don't know if you guys did not know this, but in the last episode, I did said something about, about the Chamber Stones. And so, I am gonna be, showing what they truly are. And so, we're gonna be heading to Dompe's shack in this episode. And this is gonna be something really new that was not in the original Link's Awakening. So, give me a minute, I need to pop up something here quickly. See here. I had to pop in a couple of things and all that stuff before we continue on forward. Hold on. There we go. All right, so we're gonna go in Dompe's shack. Which before I do continue on, here's something really interesting. Depending on what version of Link's Awakening you're playing, this location right here has changed a couple of times. In the original Link's Awakening, there was no building over here, but there was a couple there. But in the DX version, which is the Game Boy Color version of the game, there was a photo house where you could take pictures, take pictures and print them with the Game Boy camera. Later, when Link's Awakening on the Switch came out, it was later replaced with a new and brand new feature that was not originally in any previous Link's Awakening, that. And this new feature is one of my favorites. So let's go in there. Here we are. Welcome to Dompe's shack. Which, of course, the inside of his shack is, you can see it's not really exactly a clean place. Hey there. Hey, there you are. I want to show you something interesting. You've got poking into some of the ruins on this island, I can tell. I make little chambers based on those dungeons. Put some chambers into the slab back there, and it turns into a real dungeon. How's that work, you ask? Who knows? But I want your help testing the limits of this thing. I want to hear about the dungeons you've seen. It inspires me to make new chambers for you. With a few chambers, you can make basic dungeons. With a bunch, you can make complicated ones. See if you can use what you got to finish the challenges I gave you. Though you're not done once you finish arranging a dungeon. You gotta adventure through it too. I'm no designer though, and I'm no adventurer either. That's all up to you. I'll make the risk worth it. Impress me, and there's treasure in it for you. Is that a chamber stone you got there? I can make special chambers out of those. Bring them to me when you find them. You look like you've been through a lot. Sit down and tell me about it. And with this, we have some new chambers, which is, which you guys will see what these will do. Slot them into the dungeon to see what's inside. What are you here for? Let's arrange. So, first things first, we're able to learn, our first lesson. Dungeon Arranging 101. I started this one already. Can you finish it? Make a path from the entrance to the Nightmare's lair. There's gotta be a stop along the way for the treasure chest. If a chamber's got an exit, you gotta connect it to another exit. Nobody wants an exit that goes nowhere. And so we're gonna create this. So take chambers from the menu on the right with A, then slap them on the tiles to the left with A. A lot of times you'll want a chamber with a particular set of exits, so that's how I divided them up. You can flip through the list with L and R. And yes, this is exactly Mario Maker. This is exactly like Mario Maker. Which, I'm gonna be honest, I'm happy, that there's a game that's something like this, really. Anyway, so the boss, that Dompe picked was Moldworm. So over here we can pick dungeon entrances, but there's already been one that's been picked. And at the same time, we also got our bosses that we have defeated so far, including some of the ones that we already had taken on before. But anyway, so let's go create a dungeon, because why not, huh? So, I want to have a dungeon. I want to have this dungeon. I would like to have a staircase section. So I'm gonna grab this one right here. One chamber with stairs isn't enough. You should put a second stair too. That way they'll link up. Press Y to check on how your stairs connect together. An exit in a chamber might turn into a locked door or a shutter depending on which chamber you hook it up to. There are rules for which type of exits get the right of way. You'll learn them pretty quick as you go. So we can press the Y button to check, which there are unconnected chambers and there are unconnected exits. So let's go and, of course, create. Let's go to the second pathway. Let's see what can I do for the stairs. So let's go over here. You know what? Actually, how about we have a mini boss guarding this chest? Because why not? Let's go have what about Avalanche? Let's have Avalanche, like, you know, guard the room in this room right here. And then I'm gonna use this direction, or this room right here, which of course it will be another room with a chest. Right, this way. The Nightmare's key is always gonna be in the last church that you open. Any extras around the dungeon will have rupees and minimum. Sometimes you think you're all set, but a chamber isn't turning from red to blue like it should. When that happens, press to check and see what the deal is. Yeah. Let's go see what we got around here. We can put here. Let's actually have a little dead end in this room, because why not? I'm gonna put a staircase, which it might link to these rooms right here. Yeah. I'm gonna make, like, the most simplistic dungeon, because, like, you know, one, I would like to get through this, like, you know, quickly. So we're not gonna be doing too much. When the entrance lights up green, the job's done. Press the A on the entrance to go adventuring through your shiny new dungeon. While you're on your adventure in the chamber dungeon, I'll set you up with all the bombs and such you'll need. After it's over, though, you'll have whatever you had before. With that, let us do our first dungeon. Go adventuring. And now, here we are in our first custom dungeon. The goal of an adventure in this dungeon is to get to the end and beat the nightmare. Try not to run out of hearts before you get there. If you want to quit before the adventure's over, you can either leave through the entrance or choose quit adventuring from the system part of the subscreen. So let's go over here and, like, do what we gotta do. Over here, if you guys remember, also in this place, we do not exactly, well, in here, for one, we do not need a dungeon map or a compass, because, like, you know, we can literally see where the chests are at. The music is different as well, and same with the doors. We got 1 rupee from that chest. I'm not gonna go in that pathway, because that just leads, like, you know, to the nightmare's lair. I'm gonna go over here. There we go. We just gotta get rid of these, like, these enemies right here. We got a blue rupee. That's nice. And then we're gonna go and fight Avalanche. Now that we actually have a stronger weapon, we can now actually, like, hurt Avalanche. Like, yeah, like, see? Yeah, we can now, like strike Avalanche with a sword. We don't need bombs or anything like that to hurt him. Yeah, so if you guys ever want to, like, you know, have a rematch against the mini bosses, you can always, like, put them in a custom dungeon. And actually, one day, once, like, my Let's Play Link's Awakening is over, I would like to do, like, a boss rush, like a boss rush dungeon of sorts, where we fight against, like, every single mini boss to get mini boss. Anyways, we got some booze. Let's go, like, and open up this. Got them. And now, let's go and open up this chest. Alright, there is the nightmare key. Now let us go into the next dungeon. Or not the next dungeon, the next pathway. But yeah, I'm gonna say this. You can actually make a lot of cool dungeons with this. A lot of them. And I'm gonna be honest, I actually have made a couple of dungeons in the past. Like, it was long before, like I started making, like, my Let's Plays and stuff. And they're, like, some of the longest dungeons that I probably ever made. To this very day, I still think you know, that they're long, but one day I actually want to make, like, the most complex dungeon in Link's Awakening. Like, I want to make, like, the most, like, it's so complex that, like, you know, that I will want to, like, see, like, how impossible it is, like, and to see, like, you know, for people to beat it. I mean, not that's ever impossible, but of course, we'll see. There we go. Alright, now let's go up here where we're gonna fight of course, the boss. Yeah, Moldorm is gonna be easy, because look at how easy this guy's gonna be. Because not only, because we can kill him about in 2 hits now. Oh god, I fell down. See, yeah, 2 hits and he's already out. Alright, we got Dungeon Arranging 101 that's been cleared. We're gonna continue with this as well. This is gonna be like the main premise of this episode. What a show! There were times I'd swear you had one foot in the grave. A thrill like that deserves something from my collection in exchange. And with that, we have a new chamber. The rupees you'll find around the dungeon are a little bonus from me. You can keep them once the adventure's over. Watching you down there gave me an idea for a new challenge. It's ready whatever you wanted. Alright, let's do some arrange. We can also do adventure, but we also got this, amiibo. What do you have in mind? So we can actually receive a dungeon, get a special chamber, and of course, if you have, let's actually look. So for this, let's receive a special chamber from the Link's Awakening, from the Link amiibo of Link's Awakening. It looks exactly, well, like Link's model here, except it's the original default green. So let's go push this. It's confirmed. And with that, we received the Great Fairy's Chamber. And we have a very menacing, and very dangerous, effect. The plus Shadow Link effect. Cast a terrifying shadow over your dungeon. What you're here for. Now let's go, arrange and make a new dungeon. Now, I'm gonna be let's go and do the placing the basics. See those tiles with the treasure chest and locked door marks? That's where you put the chambers that have the stuff in them. You get keys to open locked doors out of the treasure chest. Be sure to place enough chests to make it through. So let's see an adventure run out of keys. Yep, you always need an entrance in a nightmare's lair. That's the basic rule of chambers. Some tiles have treasure chests or locked door marks. When you see one of those, you gotta put a chamber on it. That has what it wants. And over here. This section, if we go all the way in the very back, these are plus effect panels. On any chamber, you already spice up a little bit. We have one, which is this very menacing one. This is Shadow Link. Shadow Link, about him, he actually has depending on what clothing. If you have the red mail, he also will be having the effects. So, not only he has the same effects, but he's a very powerful enemy. However, he does drop a lot of rupees too, so he makes a pretty powerful opponent, I'll be honest. But anywho's. Let's go. I'm not going to be using Shadow Link. I will actually be putting him as an effect at a different point. But anyway, so let's go fight a boss. So for boss, I'm actually going to be using the hard hit beetle as the boss of this. I'm gonna put his chamber maybe right on the square right here, and I'm gonna be having a stairway that will lead to him. Let's see over here. We need to have another chest as well, of course. Let's see what we got here. How about we make these chests a little bit these chests right here a little bit interesting. Let's see. I'm gonna have a actually nope, not right there. No, I'm gonna be having. I need to have some rooms with chests in here. So maybe no chest. Nope. Yeah, there's one in this room right here. Right here, of course. I'm gonna have one. And I'm gonna put this a little hallway. Maybe I'd say with a with a room right here, we're gonna jump around a little bit. Right in here, I'm gonna be adding another a little hallway with a chest. Let's actually do something a little bit extra clever, because why not? Oh yeah, we have a Great Fairy's Fountain, which I may as well have it. I mean, it's not really gonna be needed, but I'm gonna be having it as a little hallway of sorts. Okay. Let's see what we need here. You know what? How about we have like Master Stalfos in here, of course, as the mini boss. And I'm gonna be having. Can I have Rolling Bones in here? No, but I cannot have Rolling Bones. Oh, this one, yeah, this one right here will do. Where there's where there's a lot of camel goblins in there. I guess I'm gonna need another hallway room right here. This time I'm gonna with another chest, because why not? Let's see, and I'm gonna need like a couple of other rooms as well around. There we go. There's gonna be another locked door in this area. And then there's gonna be a dead end, which is actually gonna have a little tunnel right around here, I think. Yeah, a little tunnel with a chest, because why not? There we go, that way they're connected. So what? And also, let's make this a little bit extra lengthy. Actually, I have an idea. I have a crazy idea. Okay, this is gonna be a wee bit tough. Nah, you know what? I'll just keep it that way, because why not? There we go. That ought to do. Let's make this a little bit interesting now, shall we? Okay. Not in a room, with doors. That will be a little bit ugly. There we go, like that. I'm gonna have, you know what? Let's have something really interesting. So we got a couple of rooms here with some luckiness. So we have a rupee room down here, which you gotta bomb it. And let's have a little bit of an unlucky room right here. And then let's have a little hallway right here with these little annoying beetles. Now I just need an entrance, which means okay, that's not gonna work. None of these entrances will not work. Preferably, I'm gonna be needing actually one of these. Yes, one of these. Okay. You know what? Let's have a Hinox guard in the way, which is gonna be a little warm up, like when we entered our first dungeon. And then we're gonna go and have the colored dungeon entrance. There we go. With this, we have the placing the basics dungeon right here. So let's go and do it. All right, let us fight here, of course. Okay, so excuse me. All right, first guy that we're fighting against the Hinox. It's gonna be a lot easier now that we have like a stronger sword. Cause look at that, see? There goes Hinox the Cyclops. Now let's get a move on. And we should receive a chest right here. Open this up. Alright, we have a small key from that. That's good. Okay, oh boy. Okay, we have some sparks. So we're gonna need this over here, which we're gonna need a bomb in, of course. Okay, I can take. Alright. Alright, there's a rupee room right here, which, it's just rupees, but hey, money is money. And and the thing is, something really funny, I don't know if you guys did not know this, but I actually made most of my rupees like off of dungeons like this. Alright. Here we got Master Stalfos. Yeah, I can actually like defeat this guy a lot more faster, compared to like, to Catfish Maw. Like that. There we go. Alright. That takes care of him. Now let's go, like, push forward. There you go. That takes care of those dudes. We have a chest right here, so let's go, like, collect it. There we go. Alright, we got some camo goblins. Or I don't know what you call these guys really. More of these Zolds, I think that yeah. Oh, that's right, there's a chest in this room. We got 1 rupee from that. Alright, we have another Master Stalkos, which of course I've created that dude. To be honest, though, I really wish, like, you know, that there was an actual like Zelda Dungeon Maker game. I would love that, really. I mean, they did it like, you know, with Mario Maker. It would have been nice if they did it like, you know, for the, well, at least only for the 2D like for the 2D Zelda games. I wish, you know, they would have done that too. Oh, there's also a garden acorn in here as well. Or if the... Alright, let's see all I can grab the red rupee that's in here. Open this door up. I swear, you know, there was a, like, something around here. Let's see. Like, wasn't there a key in the last dungeon that we were at? Oh yeah, right. There was a chest in the original dungeon. It was a key. We got more money. All right, let's keep moving forward. See over here. There we go. There you go. We have another treasure chest. There we go. We got a nightmare key. So, and now I guess it's time to fight the boss of this place, which you guys might know what it is. You know, just by judging the the thing. Hmm. Alright, let's go fight the boss. Alright, let's go fight the hard-hit beetle, which is gonna be a lot more easier now that we have we're stronger. There you go. That takes care of the hard-hit beetle, and with that we did the plating the basics, the plating the basics like you know, dungeon. All right, and with this we receive a chamber, and Dompe has give us a new challenge. Let's do it. What's the next place? Next dungeon is a passage across. So you can't place chambers on those light gray tiles to the upper right. The only way to reach those tiles is with chambers that have stairs. That's what this challenge is about, so we gotta learn how to use stairs for across long distances. Which, thankfully, I know what to do here. So this is what I got planned out for this. So I got this section right here. Then I'm gonna... Let's see what we got here. What do we have to make this a little bit, like, you know, interesting? First, I need to have like a room here that can, like, you know, connect to stairs, obviously. Oh, okay, we have a new, like, a hallway. Right here. This is a good one right here. Okay, no, none of these don't even have like chests, so that's a problem. That's fine though, because I'm gonna be using something entirely different for this. And over here, I'm gonna put a chest, and it's lonesome. Like I say, right here sounds good. Oh, actually, no, never mind. I just put it right there. And you know what? Just as a bonus, one here. No mini boss. Sure, there's no mini boss in there. Let's get a move on. Let's see what we have here. So let's have like a little bit like a three-way split, of course. Let's actually have like rolling bones over here. And let's go have another. You know, I love treasure, so why not? Let's have some treasure. All right. And actually, before we fight the boss, how about we make this a little bit of an aquatic boss? So let's go have the anglerfish right here as the boss. And to make it a little bit of a dead end, at least to finish it all up. Let's have some more treasure, cause why not? And then down here, let's go have like at least like a couple of additional ways. Never mind about that sword. Okay, where was I? Right. I'll just have this right here. And lastly, I'm gonna have a dead end room over here, because gotta finish it somehow. There we go. This gives a lot of chest options. This should be good. 8 chests, 3 doors, 1 boss, an entrance, and at least this. So now, let's go do this dungeon quickly. Alright, what do we got over here? He fell down. Isn't that interesting? Alright, I got some powder for this. Oh yeah, you can actually do that like on boost. You can scare them away with the lights. If you guys didn't know that. Alright, we got a small key. Alright, there we go. Alright, we got blade traps, so now we gotta go, well... Actually, you know what? How about we actually get the treasures that are in that area? There you go. Got some bombs. Alright, we got a key. What do we got this way? We got same room right here. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, I don't know if you guys did not know this, but I am planning on probably doing a let's play on a different game in the future. I don't know. I am thinking probably for this year's like May 4th special. You know, as you guys know, I have done a May 4th special like in last year. I have. Give me a second. I need a. Oh dang! Got him. Okay. As I was saying again. In my last May 4th special, which was, you know, y'all know that I did like 2 Star Wars Let's Plays, you know, Force Unleashed and also like you know, Lego Star Wars, like the original trilogy. Well, for this year, I'm actually planning on doing a Let's Play on Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga, which was specifically the Wii version of the game. It's the only version that I have, and of course the one that I will play. And actually, though, you know, it's going to be a little bit special to me because that specific copy of Complete Saga is actually one of my earliest games that I played as a kid. And it's a pretty rare copy, too. It's been around with me ever since, like... Oh, it's been around with me ever since, like, you know, since I was just a kid. So it is a pretty sentimental, like, piece of game history to me, and it's a miracle on how that game, like, somehow survived this far. Like, it survived a hurricane from Hurricane Maria, and it's still a miracle how it's still alive. Yeah. Additionally, I also want to let's play a couple of other games. At least, like, if I can play a little, like, other Star Wars games. One of the Star Wars games that I do want to play in the future is a game called Republic Commando. Which, Republic Commando, if you guys do not know, you actually get to play as a squad of clone commandos, which are elite, like, clone troopers. One day I will be playing it one day, of course, but, you know, that's in the future. One that I'm not really certain about it. But maybe, you know, we'll see. Alright, that's 50 rupees. I guess, you know, we're getting pretty close to the end of this. Let's go take this. And perfect timing, we got the Nightmares key. That's good. Alright, now we have Hydrosaur, once again. There you go. Alright, he's going backward again. Jeez, okay, it's taking a lot of hits, you know, for a pretty basic enemy. There you go, it's dead. There, that takes care of the Hydrosaur. Alright, let's go fight the anglerfish. Come here. Alright, come on. Come here. Okay, come on. There we go. Alright, that takes care of that one little challenge, of course. Alright. With that, he gives us again another chamber. Okay. Let us do the other challenge. What we got? Alright, so next up is Fill Up Your Hearts, which is a heart-themed dungeon. Nice. For once, something like in the original Zelda, which if you guys are not new, in the original, like, Zelda, it's on the NES, it had a habit of, like, you know, having dungeons in shape of things. It's up to you what chambers to use and how to arrange them. Just make sure to fill every single tile in that heart shape with a chamber. Mind how you go connecting the exit and stairs now. Alright, let's do this. You know what? Let's have a little bit of a tradition. So, okay. This is what I want. I want to have like at least like a central like kind of room, where you know where the boss is located at the very like I want to say at the very least the center. First things first, I want to have this door right here in the center, and the boss is obviously gonna be in the middle. So why not have? You know what? Let's actually fight the genie. What about the genie? We haven't really fought the guy like since the beginning of our adventure. So let's go have it. And of course, let's actually make this a little bit tricky. So, two of these chests could be like at least either could be a treasure or maybe like the Nightmares key. So they're gonna be looking at the top right there. And now we're gonna have like a couple. We need to fill up every single room according to what Dompe said. Oh, would you look at that? Yep, sometimes. I don't know if you guys have not noticed, but sometimes bosses can even be, well, they will become at least mini-bosses or semi-bosses, I'm gonna assume them. So with that, you can kind of have them as mini bosses guarding, like, you know, stuff. I'm gonna have Moldorm here guarding this chest, and I'm gonna have another boss right here to guard that other chest. So in this case, let me go over here. I'm gonna have another pathway over, a pathway. You know what? No, I'm gonna do my own thing right here. So let's see what we got. Moldorm, I'm gonna have to move you for a little bit though. So we got it here. We got some pathways so that we can like at least kind of like fill in. What to do? Oh man, this is tough. Okay. And you know what? I'll just have Moldorm guard this. All right, I'll have Moldorm guard this room right here. And over here, I don't know where in fact actually. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Right there, like a little secret entrance of sorts right there. And then on one dead end, I'm gonna be having just treasure release. There we go. I'm gonna have some treasure right here at this room right here with a bombable wall. And now I'm gonna need to find for an entrance down here. So let's see. This could do, I guess, for a little like sub entrance. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, even though this is clearly short. Now let's go like open up yet again another pathway. I'm gonna have rolling bones on this way, and then I'm gonna go this one. You know what? Let's have a little bit of a mini boss rush. How's that sound? I don't mind having like a couple of additional mini bosses on the way here. And I'm gonna have a lock key, which means we're gonna need, you know, some chests on the other area. So let's go in. Now fill in this section right here of the hearts right here. Obviously the dungeon entrance is gonna be down here, which is a necessity, of course. And then we're gonna go to the other way around. Alright, let's go have some treasure. Maybe I'll have some right here. Then, let's go over here and see what we got. Right here. Alright. Then, let's go grab one of these other tiles right here. Actually, no, not that. I mean, should I? I mean... yeah, I guess. I mean, it wouldn't really hurt, really, so, no. And lastly, let's go have a dead end, so we can just finish this. What is this? Yeah, I guess that could work. Yeah. With that, we have the hard dungeon. So let's go in, go adventuring. All right. So this is kind of like a more traditional like style dungeon because it looks like a hard. So the boss, as we know, is all the way up front, right over here in the center. So I want to go over here first, which is this way. There we go. There we go. We got ourselves a key. Now let's go grab this one of these orb monsters right here. There, that gets rid of those guys. Grab another key. You know what? Yeah, I'll just go to that chest, cause why not? There you go. There we go. Got rid of the Moldorm. And now I believe up ahead is a chest right here. Which turns out Moldorm was guarding 5 rupees. So I guess that's one way to frustrate players, I guess, that way. Yeah, all that, all that, just for 1 blue rupee. Ain't that stupid? Alright. And yet, some we get 50 rupees, you know, instead of that. That's what we got over here. All right, we have some water tektites and apparently some bubbles. You know, we can swim over this, but come on, where's the fun in that where we can bomb things? And we got more money from this. Trust me, you know, doing dungeons, you actually do get rewarded, you know, with rupees. And honestly, though, you know, making rupees in the dungeon makers is a really good way. Like, if the dungeon is like extremely long, which I recommend you make them like very long, you will actually get more rupees. Press down that switch because we're now done with the set of the heart. We're gonna go this over here. Let's get rid of these camel goblins. Okay, Gomas. This is gonna be bad. Let me grab my bow and arrow for this, because I tell you, Gomas are the absolute worst. I gotta get rid of the Goma in the front. There you go, come on. Yeah, best way, yeah, I found a way how you can counter them. Use your shield, like block when they're about to charge, and that would, like, you know, reset them back to their spots. That's one. Alright, let's go, like, get rid of the second one. There we go. Nailed him in the eye. There we go. It's dead. Ow. Alright, got some hearts from that. And now we're up against Rolling Bones. Or, not Rolling Bones, Spike Roller. I think that's his name. Yeah. I mean, I still call him by his original name, which is, you know... The original name... I always used to call him Rolling Bones. That was the original name for him. But then, of course, everybody knows that they changed the name to Spike Roller. But I still call him, like, Rolling Bones. It's just tradition now just to call him that. Let's go push these blocks. All right, at least we know we finally have a change of pace for once. And over here is a bombable wall. I'm just getting, like, our rupees. That is 5 rupees from that. Which is that is 161 rupees from that little, like, treasure hunting. Oh, I did not meant to drop a bomb. I meant to jump and knocked over, like, that beetle. Alright, well, we got the Nightmare Key, which turns out the mini-bosses were guarding the key all along, not Moldorn. I guess, you know, I mean, that's supposed to be the joke, since the genie is, like, it looks like a clown, and makes sense, you know that he will have a habit of doing that. There you go. Always stomp on Goombas, and you will be able, like, you know, to get your hearts back. Actually, there's something really interesting I'm curious about it. I want to try something really interesting. I'm not really sure if this will do anything, but let's see. What does Mambo's Mambo does instead of a dungeon like this? Okay, okay, it can warp us back to the entrance. That's actually like really useful. Interesting. All right, well, let's go and fight the boss. All right, off we go to fight, you know, the genie. All right. First, I gotta like, you know, dodge or I think we can block the no, we cannot block the fireballs. That sucks. Okay, knock him out. Oh yeah, what I still find really interesting is how the mini bosses like even like still talk. Like, for an example, you know the genie's saying that you can't hurt him as long as he has his bottle. All right. There we go. Now let's go grab the bottle, throw it. Yeah, oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention that in the original Link's Awakening, at least on the Game Boy, the genie had a habit of repeating his voice lines. And no, I'm not kidding with you guys. That's true. He wouldn't like, you know, shut up like, you know, like when you like you know, when you keep hurting his bottle. So it pretty much became annoying, you know, annoying about that. That's like the one thing I do not like about the genie's boss fight in the original. Alright, the genie is just low to a couple of hits, then he's dead. There we go. Alright, with that takes care of the genie. Alright. With this, we have a secret seashell from him. That's nice. And a piece of heart. Alright, we got a knack for the stuff. I mentioned to see how you can handle range underneath from the ground up. I'm thinking I'll throw together a thing where you can arrange underneath however you want. Yeah. Alright, we got a new challenge from Dompe, which you can check out before we, oh, and I got a low battery warning. Okay. So it looks like we have the second set right here. These ones. Key Hunter, Bombs Away, and Treasure Vault. And we also have some free slots right here, which we can do a lot of these. I'm not doing a free slot though. I will save those at the end for the end of the game. Now, there's Key Hunter, Bombs Away, and Treasure Vault. And I'm gonna be doing these, but first I need I'm gonna end this episode. It's 47 minutes. So until then, guys, I will see you guys in the next episode where we keep on tackling Dompe's little like dungeon minigame. So until then, see you guys then. Peace out.